life on the line, didn't I? Yeah. I picked it up a fine eye. Yeah. It was a fresh CD, a clean sheet, leaves me high and dry. But try as I might, I can't find a fight to retire, no. So it's time that I livened up. Took a stride to the light and strush. I've got a clean new opportunity to produce CD too beautifully. Would you believe I'm in a superhuman league? I mean, who else can do what I do to beats musically? As soon as D, A, N, B, U, double L spells trouble, then you can could leave. Meanwhile, please stay glued to your seats so you can see the ace up my new sleeve. I didn't decide to pick up a biro, no. Didn't decide to pick up a microphone. Woe betide my open eyes, so I've opened my soul. And lo and behold, I've broken the mold. Try as I might, I can't find a fight to retire, no. So it's time that I livened up. Come on, took the mic and said higher, chop higher.
Good evening. Hello everybody, hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for being here and hanging out, it's very much appreciated. Welcome to our 3-year anniversary. We have been doing this Twitch Malarkey for 3 years now. And it's been one hell of a ride so far. So thank you everyone for being here, thank you for hanging out. Whether you've only been following the channel for a week or a year or the whole 3 years, you know, every single one of you is massively appreciated. Hey Juice, how's it going buddy? Oh, the confetti! Yep, to the day. First cast was the 8th of May 2012. Jeez, I had exactly the same thought go through my mind earlier on. It's fucking awesome that we've been doing this for 3 years. And obviously the community that we've managed to build up is amazing. But at the same time, you know, I look at the follows and the numbers and that kind of thing and the viewer count, like the average viewer count. And then I look at other people who've been doing it for a third of the time who are 3 times the size. And yeah, it's a little bit of a knock, but we're going to keep doing what we're doing. Elite has been very successful for the channel actually. Do you mean like how long for that cast? As far as I'm aware, I don't. I wouldn't know how to set that up. Yeah, all the commands that are on the channel should be within that. Safety ratings, but any age can see adult aim plays and paintings. It's state censorship, the same as Beijing, but even China thinks a pirate isn't worth the time of day for chasing. I think Chairman Mao, yeah, exactly. It's yeah, we've had our highs. One of the big memories for me was very early on actually, and I've spoken about it before. Is back when we had like 250-ish follows. And I was getting hyped for hitting 300, you know, that was our next milestone. And then we got a raid from Lethal Frag. And we went from 250 to 420 in the space of an hour. And that was freaking awesome, you know. The chat went from 5 people to 400. And, you know, that was absolutely immense. Especially for the size of the channel back then as well, you know. That was after a few months on Twitch. And we had this freaking amazing raid come in. And I've still actually got the email that I sent to Frag thanking him and the message he sent me back in my Twitch inbox. So, you know, that's definitely one of the standout moments for me in the last 3 years on Twitch. Other than that, we've obviously had, you know, the more natural jumps in follow count. You know, we had when we streamed Papers, Please. We played that very early on in the release time of it, and you know, we streamed that on one night, played it for about 5-6 hours, and on that stream we ended up naturally hitting around about 90 viewers, and that was awesome. You know, obviously from a raid is one thing, but to just naturally pull in 90 plus viewers is awesome. You know, again, that was when we were back around 800 follows, 700, 800. So that was awesome. And the other kind of major standout moment in terms of numbers was when we streamed the first 5 nights at Freddy's. And we did that across 3 nights, and each night we gained another 100 follows. And again, 300 follows in the space of 3 days was amazing. You know, it's in terms of the numbers side of things. Obviously, I've got loads and loads and loads of standout memories in terms of just streaming, but in terms of the growth of the channel, those are the 3 big kind of standout moments for me. Yeah, exactly. It was the newest thing happening on Steam, and I think that's one thing I need to try and get more in touch with.
Who is rapping? Overkeen. Dragons? I'm not overkeen.
Yeah, I did get your message actually, Juice, on Twitter. I did get your message on there. I'm probably bad. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I think I need to get more attentive to what's going on Steam and try and keep an eye on the big trends and what the big game is for that month. I mean, you know, I can't afford to buy every game every week that has a high, but around payday I can on payday I can have a look at what the big game is on Twitch and see how much that is and pick it up. And you know, even if it's just that 1 week a month, and you know, just follow the crowd and appease the Twitch crowd. You know, if that's going to help build the channel up, then we'll do that for a while and see how it goes. I have a copy of Mortal Kombat. But I don't know whether I can stream it or not. I don't have Project Cars. How much is that one at the moment? Because that does look pretty awesome. It's one I've kept my eye on for a little while. And yeah, Black Mesa's just come out as well, hasn't it? Oh, it's gone into beta or alpha or whatever the hell it's in now. But yeah, I mean, like I say, payday is 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks yesterday is my next payday. So we'll obviously see what's going on there, and we'll try and get on the crowd. There's some games that I already own that I'd quite like to play through still. I've still got the PS3 version of Last of Us that I'd quite like to actually play through at some point, because I've still not played through that game. Again, GTA 5 I own, but it is the PS3 copy, so I'd be happy to play it. I've never touched the online stuff on it, and I got, I don't know, not very far through the storyline side of it, so I'd be quite happy to go to that, but it would be the PS3 version. Again, you know, maybe something to look at on payday is picking up the PC version instead, something like that. In terms of this kind of thing, you know, keeping an eye on what's going on, I am definitely open to you guys helping me out with that. If you see a game that's trending on Twitch, let me know. If you have a recommendation for something you think is going to be popular, let me know. If I can pick it up, if I don't know it already, then I will. Like I say, I don't have a huge amount of money going, but if I can afford a game here and there, then I'll pick up a game here and there. Games bought when I played. Yeah, there is a link down below. Yeah, I've got a console list and a Steam list, but the Steam list is a bit outdated now. But yeah, there's like what was my entire Steam library that I think it was Axis very kindly spent a stream just going down my Steam profile and just putting all the games in alphabetical order, and I whacked it into a spreadsheet. So that was awesome of her. And yeah, I've tallied it as to what I've played, what I've completed, and what I haven't touched. So there's that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, like I say, I'm open to options. If you guys have a recommendation. See, TF2 again, the only time I've really played TF2 is when we're at LAN. That's the most time I've put into TF2. So I'm not saying I wouldn't play it, I'd be quite happy to jump into it and give it a go. But the issue with games like that and you know, the MOBAs, League of Legends, Dota, stuff like StarCraft that I'd be interested in playing, but because I suck at them, it's quite difficult to get the new viewers in. Obviously the regulars, if they're interested in supporting the channel and they want to have a laugh at me failing at the game, they'll come in. But getting new people in on games like that is quite tricky, unless you have boobs, really. That's the standout feature for it. You know, the amount of channels streaming League of Legends, as an example, is off the charts. You know, whenever I look at the games list on Twitch, you'll see League of Legends will have like 150,000 viewers, and the next game down will have about 30. So it's quite a tough one to break into. You know, as an example, I'm aware that it's not the only big game, but what I'm trying to say is, you know, games like that, they have a following, they have the big channels that are watched, and then anyone else kind of has to pick up the stragglers. One thing I have noticed on my time on Reddit, and we will get to the game soon, guys, for those who are sat there kind of tapping away waiting for me to play something, we will get to a game in the very near future. One thing that I've noticed during my very brief kind of time on Reddit is a commonly requested feature from Twitch is to be able to filter channels from low to high. So obviously by default, if you click on view games and then you click on League of Legends, it will give you the top streams at the top, and then you have to scroll through, again, League of Legends example, 1,000 channels to get to the guys who only have 1 or 2 viewers. And for me, it would be awesome if we could filter from low to high, so the low channels are at the top, because, you know, I kind of get why they do it. Like, as a company and as a money-making website, it makes sense for the channels that are already big and already partnered to be at the top, because they're partnered because they're good channels, most of them. So if people see that channel first, they're going to go into that, they're going to see a busy chat, they're going to, in theory, enjoy the channel because everyone else does, and they'll subscribe to it, getting Twitch more money. If you put the low channels at the top, you've got, you know, channels this kind of size or smaller pulling in viewers from Twitch that then probably will, but might not, make it to those bigger channels where they're going to get the money out of it. So I kind of get it from a business point of view, but from a trying to grow my channel kind of view, it's a pain in the ass, and it would be awesome if we could filter the games from low to high so that my channel comes up somewhere at the top rather than half an hour of scrolling at the bottom. But yeah, like I said, that's quite a common request that I see on Reddit when people talk about Twitch as a website and how to grow people's channels and that kind of thing. And the common recurring theme is being able to sort your games list. I really enjoyed Deus Ex. I really enjoyed playing through that, just dedicating the 2 weeks to that one game and just going into it. You knew what you were going to walk into as a viewer. I knew where I was. You know, it's not one of those games where if we played it across, well, it took us 9 casts, I think. So, you know, if you say we played one night a week for Deus Ex, we're looking at 9 weeks to play through the game, and that's once a week. So that's, you know, you lose that momentum with it almost. So stuff like that, and I'll definitely be doing more just playthroughs. Because I mean, at the moment, Elite has kind of taken over, which if you're not enjoying Elite, I apologise for. But it's kind of taken over at the moment. I'm just trying to invest in a decent amount of time into it because it is a massive game. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I want to play through Last of Us. I want to put the time into it. And what I've done is I've done my usual trick of putting the time into it for a week or so, and then something else will come out. So I'll play something else, and then I'll be like, oh, I'll go back to that afterwards. And then whilst playing the second game, something else will come out, and you know, it just kind of trickles from there, and I never go back to it. So yeah, Last of Us is definitely on my list to play. My only reservation is it is the older version. It's the PS3 version rather than the PS4 version, which might knock some people off. They'll come in and just bitch about the fact it's the PS3 version. But you know, that's something I'll deal with at the time. The other issue that we did run into with the Deus Ex playthrough, and I imagine with things like Last of Us, is that people don't want to come in if they haven't played it because they don't want the spoilers. You know, we had some of the long-time regulars from this channel that didn't want to come into the channel whilst I was playing Deus Ex because they wanted to play through it themselves, which I kind of get. I mean, if it had been me, and this is my personal view on it, I guess, I would have wanted to support the channel, so I would have had the channel open in the background, muted the channel so I didn't hear any spoilers, and just have it open in a window somewhere out of the way, just to, you know, show that +1. But like I say, there were some regulars that I was a bit knocked back by, because they weren't willing to come in the channel and, like I say, just mute it and minimise it, because they wanted to come and play through the game themselves. And like I say, you know, a new title, I kind of get that with, but you know, Deus Ex has been out for 15 years. It's one of those games, it's not like you haven't had a chance to play through it. It's been on every Steam sale that I've seen for the last 4 years at least, at about £1.50, so I'm pretty sure everyone owns the game now. It knocked me back a bit. And like I said, that's my only real reservations with streaming big AAA titles with a heavy story, is that kind of thing. Yeah, definitely, and that's kind of the attitude I'm trying to keep moving forward. You know, Deus Ex was successful. I enjoyed playing it. I enjoyed being able to go, right, tonight and for the next 2 weeks, as it turned out, I'm playing Deus Ex. If you want to come and check it out. Check out the YouTube videos if you miss a night, so you can catch up with what's happened. Just storyline, front to back, job done. And yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, back when I first started, like way back, the first couple of weeks, I wasn't fussed about the numbers. I was expecting to be talking to myself, maybe have 1 or 2 real life friends hit follow for the sake of support, and that would be it. And then pretty much straight away we had 4 or 5 people in, and you know, it kind of went from there. And for those first few weeks I wasn't fussed about the numbers, and then I realised you could look at the numbers, and it wasn't real time, but after every cast, from say week 4 to week, I don't know, probably the 6th month I was streaming, I was finishing a cast and then going and having a look at the stats in the dashboard and seeing how many follows and unfollows I got, which in hindsight is a really stupid thing to do. So I have always noticed the viewer count on the Twitch dashboard. This was before we set up the bots and that kind of thing. Now I've got so many windows open. Like, if I could, in fact, I don't know how it's going to work. I'm going to try and show you my second screen, and you can see just how many windows I've got open. So let me see how much slack I've got on the camera. Right, okay. Sorry about the motion sickness. So this is my main screen. This one here is my main screen. So at the moment, for the sake of this kind of big face screen, I've got the chat open just here. So this is what's captured to the side here. Everything's backwards. So this chat you see here is this chat window here captured. This is my main window, so that gets minimised when I actually load the game up, and that's the game screen. Over on this screen, so my second monitor, this little grey patch here is the follower window for Ankbot. So Ankbot is then behind everything else. This window here is the voice attack program, which we use for Elite. This big window here is Deepbot. This window here is OBS, and this tiny little bit here is what's left of the Chrome window. So that is my Twitch dashboard window on Chrome. So I've got far too many programs open on this other window. But before, let me try and get the camera back. Yeah, it's not a bad shot. I probably won't ever change the wallpaper. I've just kind of settled on it now. It's simple but interesting at the same time. But yeah, so before, you know, I'd have the view count available on the Twitch dashboard. Then I put all these programs up, and now it's just, you know, windows everywhere. So it covers up the dashboard. But the problem is, Deepbot has the chat window, and then just to the right of the chat window there's a column that lists the viewers. So I can actually see all the viewers at the same time, which is basically when you hear me kind of welcome lurkers and welcome the new people in the channel, it's because I've seen that we've got a couple of new names in the window that weren't there before. And rather than calling people out, because if they want to lurk, I'm happy for them to lurk, I just say a quick hello to the lurkers. But that updates in pretty much real time. So obviously when I'm full screened, I can't have the Twitch chat window open because it covers up everything else. So I have Deeper open for my chat, but because of that viewer list right next to it, I can always see the view count as well. So I try not to focus on it, I try not to pay too much attention to the viewer count. I do notice it out of the corner of my eye every now and then. Like I said, I try to look at the viewers rather than the number. Hey Helios, I'm not here to lurk. Swipe if you are. I really don't mind. I appreciate you being here in any format, whether you're chatting or lurking. But yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, I started out not too fussed about the numbers because I didn't expect to get anywhere. I was expecting maybe 20, 30 followers for the channel. And then very quickly we hit 50 and 100, and then we got the raid from Lethal Frag and we hit 450, and it just kind of, that's when I started looking at the numbers. Thank you very much, Elias. And then I've tried not to focus too much on the numbers, and then we've been interacting with other similar sized casters like Amira and Icy, and that's where I've been mentally bringing myself back a step. Because obviously, we first found Amira in the viewer list, in the casting list, when he was around 400, 500 followers, and we'd sent him a couple of raids, and he was one of the raid regulars by the end of the streams. And now he's kind of triple the size of us, and he's been doing it for a third of the time, and he can put a lot more time into it, and that's what I remind myself now, is like, he has the time to put into it, and he's got, from the look of it, more money to put into it, and he's looking at it as a business already. And I'm kind of coming back to that frame of mind, is that, I'm doing what I can with my channel, and that's what I need to focus on. But there was a kind of a 12 month period where I kept comparing myself to these other channels, and I think that did come across in the cast, and my attitude wasn't there right, and I wasn't giving 100%. I was trying to, but I think in trying to give 100%, you can't give 100%, if that makes sense, because you're spending that small amount thinking about how to give the best show. So it's kind of self-defeating a bit there. But what I'm trying to say is, back to the point, now we've gone a long way around, is Juice, that's the frame of mind I'm going to try and take going forward. This is now coming into starting our 4th year, and I want the channel to grow. I want the channel to become bigger, I want it to become more successful, I want to grow our community, because I think we've got an awesome community here. Everyone is always friendly, always up for a chat, always up to help others in the community, which is just amazing on the internet these days. We do occasionally get the odd troll who very quickly gets banned, which is fine. Especially in the last couple of months, we've had a couple of individuals who I'm not going to name, but if you were here when they've been in the chat, they've had some pretty major life issues that they've asked for help for, and everyone in the chat has been supportive. They've been trying to help out these individuals, and there's no necessity to, I guess, in terms of it being the internet. There's no face on this person, they're just a username and they're typing in the chat. And I'll be honest, personally, there's been 1 or 2 times when someone's come in and they've just come out and said hi, and then they've just blurted out this pretty massive life problem that they're having. And I have kind of taken a step back and gone, right, this could well just be someone trolling me trying to push a reaction. So I've tried to help, and I've put across my opinion, but I have kind of reserved something in case they do turn around and say, this is, whatever. But that hasn't happened yet. Everyone that's come in and has asked for help for something pretty serious in their life, they've come back, they've kept coming back, and they are becoming the regulars now. And that's what I mean, the community we've got here is so supportive of everyone else in the community, and I want to be able to grow the numbers, to get more supportive people in, to get more awesome people into the Beanie Hatters, and then to be able to send the community to other channels and help grow them. Yeah, exactly, it does feel like that sometimes. I'm sat here streaming a game, and then all of a sudden we take half an hour and just stop and focus on the chat and try and help out whoever it is that's asking for help. And so far, touch wood, we've not had any negative issues arise from that. Everyone at the time has been supportive of the fact that I've just stopped playing the game for half an hour and focused on the chat, and no one's ever kicked up and said, oh my god, why are you not playing the game? And that's what I mean. It's quite easy for people on the internet to turn around and go, well, you know what, actually, I just want to watch this game. Why isn't this person playing this game? I'm going to shout and scream until this person plays this game again. But that's never happened. Everyone's always been getting involved. They've been getting behind my decision to stop and talk to this individual and offer the help that we can. And for me, yes, the idea of becoming partnered is awesome, and if it happens, that it'll be amazing, and I can then look at doing Twitch as a job, even just a part-time job, to replace what I've got at the moment. But I only want to hit that point if we've got the community behind it, and at the moment the community we've got is amazing, and it is slowly growing. As I say, from playing Elite, the new people have been coming into the chat. We've had new followers, we've had new viewers, we've had new people coming back frequently as well. So it is progressing, and we are heading in the right direction again. And that's what I'm going to try and focus on, like you say, is just turn around and say, right, I'm playing this game. If you want to come and watch, that's awesome. If you don't, it'd be awesome if you could just open the channel and lurk. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. I'm not in a position where I can say, right, come in the channel and make you do it.